And we're sitting here with Antonio Stevenson. What's up, Antonio?
Trying to make it. How you doing?
Man, you making it, baby. You know, I've known you for years. And I known Tiny. And Tiny was no joke. Man, you come a long way, my brother.
Long way.
And people need to know your story, especially fathers and mothers of young men,
Right.
to know that if they're going through something with their young men, that what their young men are going through is not all they're going to be.
That's right.
And your story, lessons learned, is going to talk to them about it. You have a nonprofit.
My brother's second chance.
My brother's second chance. Tell us about it and why you started it.
Well, I needed some second, third, fourth, fifth chances. And I see people giving up on young brothers of all races. And I try to come in and, just be the guiding force to give them a second chance. Some need 3 or 4 chances, and that was me. And I think that everyone, especially us young brothers who people have given up on after one little mistake or one big mistake.
Right. And your passion for doing this is because of your story.
That's right. I live it.
You've been there, done that. Take us back. Antonio Stevenson is known in the community as someone that you call on if you need help with your young men to get them right. You even work in Virginia. They call on you. But before that, how did Tiny become the man he is now? Take us through a little bit of your story.
Well, the people that love me most, I've hurt the most.
Right.
With some of the decisions that I made. My high school coach, Jim Bubbin, one of my favorite teachers, David Elliott, Melinda Jowers. Those are people that, outside of my family, of course, my family never stopped trying. But outside of my family, those are some people, high school coaches, just were like, he's worth saving. He's not that bad of a dude. Let's try to help him. And I made some terrible decisions. I pillaged this community. I did some things that embarrassed my family and anyone that ever said, oh, yeah, I know him. He's a good friend of mine. Oh, he couldn't have done that. And some of it I did, and some of it I didn't do.
Right.
But I never made up excuses. I said I did it. But I think the night I got shot, after the coma, after coming back, I said some things in front of my mom that I know I shouldn't have said. And since then, I've been trying to be a better person.
Let's go back to that night you got shot. That was on the campus of North Carolina A&T.
Yes, sir.
What was going on that night?
It was their homecoming.
Right.
I played for Winston-Salem State. We had just beaten Johnson C. Smith crazy, like 70-6. So we said, we want to come back and celebrate. Wasn't much going on in Winston-Salem. And we went down to A&T to party, and I bumped into some guys that from Smith Homes that decided, we ain't getting off the sidewalk. You get off the sidewalk. And I decided not to get off the sidewalk. So it led to some words, gun play, and I ain't have a gun. So got shot, and everybody scattered. A good friend of mine stayed there, made sure I was okay. And because of that, I'm still here.
You're still here.
The grace of God, the praying mother,
right?
My church family. Still here.
And you were told, after you got shot, you're no longer going to play ball. You're a superstar at that point for Winston-Salem State, setting records, all that. Now you're told you're not playing ball anymore. And what did you say in front of your mom?
Up and coming. My doctor, Christian Strait, said, you're going to make it. You're out of the clear. You're in the clear. You're going to make it. You're out of danger. But you're not going to play football anymore. I said, I can't play football. He said, no, you're done. I said, well, you should have let me die. And when I said, I looked at my mom's face, and I knew I had, said some of the most damaging, hurting words that she'd ever heard. And since that day, I've been trying to pay my mom back, pay my family back, but mainly my mom.
And your community.
And my community.
Yeah.
Because I was always more than just a student athlete. I was a person that was supposed to work in this community. Football was just part of it. Made it easier, made it cheaper on my family for me to go to school.
Right.
And that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to make sure other young men that remind me of myself don't go down the same road.
Right.
Everywhere I go, I pass this poem out called The Bridge Builder. The poem seemingly means that I'm building this bridge so you don't have to get your feet wet. Let me tell you my story so you don't have to live it.
Right.
The old adage about touching the fire, it definitely burns. You don't have to touch it. I've already touched it.
Right.
Some kids buy into it. Some don't. I've over the last 20 years, I've dealt with over 2,000 kids. And I've had kids run to me and say, man, you saved my life. I'm a lawyer now. Over the past few months, I've just been making sure that kids know what a resume is.
Right.
I sat in a room full of brothers that were making some rough choices, running from the police. And I said, brother, do y'all have any tax returns? Y'all got these pretty cars and these rims on your car. Systems. You can hear you coming from a mile away, but
right.
Do you have a tax return? Are you working a real job?
Right.
And they looked at me like, what do you mean? I said, as long as you're not working and you're living this lifestyle, the police are gonna look at you.
Right.
You're pillaging the community and you're throwing bricks at the jail. And
what do you mean by throwing bricks at the jail?
You're making it easy on police to profile you, and they should profile you if you're not working.
Bringing attention to yourself. Right. Gotcha.
So I just beg them. I don't care if you flip burgers, get a job, cut grass. I mean, some of this stuff, there are some of the smartest brothers in Winston-Salem that will show you how to get a trade, but you got to get off your butt.
Right. And and they have to know that brothers you are like you out there that's willing to help them.
Yes,
and that's what they don't know. That's what I do with the Chronicles is bring brothers and sisters like you to light to say there's help.
Thank you.
And it's never too late to start now.
Right.
Something you shared with me that was really deep. You set records that had never been broken at Winston-Salem State. And some of those cats that has played has gone on to the NFL.
Yes, sir.
And you were saying the reason why they went on to the NFL, because you were just as talented, if not more talented, is because they were coachable.
They were coachable.
Break that down.
I had an
for the parent to tell this to her child.
I would tell anyone. I had an opportunity. I was in several camps, NFL camps,
right,
CFL camps. They played in Germany, but it's nothing like the money that you could have made that you messed up with your temper. I had a very quick temper. I fought a lot, and I felt like if you're looking on me, at me, down on me, I need to prove to you that I'm just as bad as you are. And the least little thing you said to me 20 years ago, I fought over it. I messed up an opportunity to make 7 figures and came home and got a job making $23,000 a year as a garbage man at High Point. And I look back at that and I say, you have to be either slow or just crazy to blow that opportunity. And I think I was a little bit of both. I was a little slow and a little crazy because I refused to let anyone disrespect me without paying a price.
Right. Now
that price has added up to nothing. And I tell people, don't blow your opportunity trying to prove that you're tough.
Right. Right. And you were saying that, these cats were coachable.
They're coachable. They were coachable.
Teachable.
Yeah. Coachable, teachable. They listened. They were, I think the best athlete I've seen come out of Winston-Salem State was Troy Woodbury. And I think the reason why he got an opportunity to play on the next level is because he was not only an amazing athlete, but he was also coachable and teachable. He's working out in the NFL, but he was coaching. And he was such a good guy and so smart, football IQ wise. They brought him back to be a scout.
Right.
He would never have to work a back-breaking job in his life because he was coachable.
Right.
Like you said earlier, I still got records at Winston-Salem State, and it means nothing. I'm in the Hall of Fame, 2 Hall of Fame, my high school Hall of Fame and Winston-Salem State Hall of Fame. And those records probably won't ever be broken because I played in a system 4 defensive coaches. My coach in high school was Alfred Poe, and he let me pretty much, as long as nothing got outside of me, I could do whatever I wanted to do.
Right.
And it made me famous. I went to Wake Forest on a full ride, and I, again, had a terrible temper. It was time to leave Wake Forest.
With what you're doing now with Lessons Learned and my brother's Second Chance.
Yes, sir.
You will go to organizations, talk to young men, If that doesn't work, you go to the parents and talk to the parents. That's heavy, dude. That's bold.
The strongest thing, and I consult other mentoring programs to make them work. The strongest thing any mentor can do is to look a parent in the eye and say, you know what, I can help kids that want to change. If they want to change, I can walk with them step by step.
Right.
But the second they let me know that ain't what I want to do, I'm not going to change, I'm not about that life, I ain't trying to hear that, I'll go to the parent and I'll say, this is going to hurt your feelings, but I want you to understand where I'm coming from. Your child doesn't want to do things the right way. So make sure your insurance for this child is paid up. Because you're either going to have to bury this child at a young age or you're going to have to send them money in prison. I'll sit down with that parent. And that parent will call that child in, especially a mother, because a police officer sat me down in front of my mom and said, you're going to bury this guy. He won't see 25.
Right.
And for me to see my mom cry is what did it for me. For me to see my mom drop real tears because she thinks she's going to bury me in a year or two did it for me. Right. So I'll tell a child, I don't believe in taking you to prisons, to a scared straight program. I don't believe in physical altercations. I don't believe in grabbing a child.
Yelling and screaming.
You shouldn't take that.
Right.
You should be able to tell this child, either you're going to do it this way and you're going to be respectful and responsible for your future, or that man said, I'm going to have to bury you or send you money in prison.
Simple. Straight to the point. Right.
Cut and dry.
Right.
It's what it is.
Right.
And there are so many brothers in this city that have bought into my ideology. Some brothers are just coming home from prison. Man, I want to help you. I want to tell my story. They need to be heard. That's right. They need to know that prison is no joke.
That's right.
They need to know that there are grown men in there doing life. And it's not about the threat of homosexuality. It's about the threat of you not having your freedom. That should be the biggest threat. Right. Somebody else is going to tell you when you can use the restroom. Somebody's going to tell you what you're eating today. And you're going to be begging to sign up for some road work to get your time cut and come home. So I make it a reality. I just tell them, and I put these guys in front of them. I tell them my story. If that doesn't work, I got somebody else you can talk to. And some of these guys, nah, bro, don't call me OG. I'm not an OG. I'm a grown man working a job. Say that OG stuff for somebody 60, 70 that's still here. Right. Because those are the ones we need to be looking up to. They've shown us how to get to 65, 75 years old. I just finished telling my guys, I got 12 kids from Carver. I said, stop blaming everything on white people. Let's do that right now. They're not the reason you're struggling. You're struggling because you don't want to do your homework. You don't want to go to bed at night. Only job you got is to get your work done. That's not that hard. That's right. Put your phone down. Cut your game show off, your game system off. And let's get your work done. If you got time left after that, then you play your game. But you're not struggling. You eat every day. You eat a meal. That's it. I watched my mom work 3 jobs all my life. So I have no excuse not to work 2-3 jobs all my life. Right. Because not everybody's going to be a star. No. Not everybody's going to make millions and millions of dollars. You have to find a place in your life where you're okay with where you are. That's right. And whatever happens is gravy. Whatever's addition to that is gravy. Yes, one thing I love about what you do, Antonio, is that there's a lot of nonprofits out there. There's a lot of organizations that help you. Yes, and I try to get them all out there because not everyone is going to work for each child. Sure. So I try to put as many out there as possible so that everyone can know there's an option. Sure. So when you read the Chronicle or you go to our YouTube channel, you're like, that one may not work, but this one may work. Right. What I like about yours is that you'll go to the people. Sure. You'll go to the homes. And before this interview is over, people will find out how to get in touch with you. Why do you think what you're doing is going to make a difference? Well, I think it's going to make a difference because I've lived it. My buy-in is that I survived some of these trials and tribulations because I bought into my parents, my mentors, to their ideology. This is what it's going to take for you to make it. Right. I've scared some people off. Some people have loved me so much they wouldn't go anywhere. And those are the people I celebrate. My mom, my wife, my kids, they hear some terrible stories about me, and they say, "Yeah, well, he may have used to be that, but we see something totally different." I used to be ashamed and afraid of what people were going to tell my kids, and now I know that they can accept what I used to be because they're in love with what I am now.
Right.
They're in love with the fact that I don't have to look over my shoulder anymore. I haven't done anything to anyone. Judging on my past, you're never going to know, my passion.
Right.
Because my past, I don't live there anymore. My passion is saving lives.
Amen. Amen, dude. Michelle Obama said that if she was judged by her performance on her testing in high schools, and it's a word for those kind of testings. She said that she wouldn't be where she is today because not everybody tests well. So if you judge us on, our past or things that you expect everybody to do the same way, that's an unfair assessment because look where you are today. And for those who, judge you, you're a good example of it's never too late to start now. And look at what you're doing, brother. And let's talk about lessons learned, your book. Let's talk about that book. What's in that book?
Oh, there's some stuff in here, man. Lessons learned by Antonio Stevenson.
Yeah.
I don't think any of my high school or college classmates would ever think I would be an author. It chronicles my life as a young boy to a college senior and a graduate. I tell people all the time that my biggest mentor in life was my grandfather.
Why?
Who died.
Why was he your biggest mentor?
Because he was a former veteran, and he would get up every morning and go to Alcoa, which is a plant down in Baton, North Carolina, where I was born.
Right.
I watched him get up and go to work. It did something for me. Children that watch their parents get up and go to work can't wait to get up and go to work, get a real job. I knew my life wasn't going to be surrounded by breaking and entering, stealing, selling nothing crazy.
Right.
I knew my life was going to be work. And I finally have a job. I work for ComSource, a company that helps people, provides mentoring. I'm able to do what I love.
Right.
They created a position for me. And I get up in the morning, every morning, and go do what I love.
Right.
I had a part-time job at the YMCA, personal training. Just fell in love with helping people. And before, I just left my job at the YMCA because ComSource required more of me. And I was like, well, what do I have to do now? I want you to reach out to more kids. I want you to be at that school every day instead of just 3 days a week. And it came with a higher paycheck. I'm able to provide for my family. And I was on the way home one day and I just pulled over and started crying. I said, well, I made it. I've officially made it. Unless this company goes out of business, I'm good. I'm not rich, but I made it.
Peace.
I don't have to work 4 or 5
Peace.
times. You know what I'm saying? And it was a time when I was getting up at 5 o'clock, going to do personal training, running to Goodwill, leaving Goodwill, going back to do more personal training, and then going to do security 4 nights a week, 5 nights a week. And I said, you know what? I'm going to burn myself out. But I get up now and I thank God for giving me life, for giving me air. I can still see. I just don't have to worry about a whole lot. I still have to work. I'm a paycheck away from the, trying to scramble, but I ain't a paycheck away from being broke.
Right. Now you're doing what you love and you don't consider that work.
No, and
that's fantastic.
I donate to my own nonprofit.
Right.
Because when you're in the business of saving lives, people won't donate to your nonprofit. When they see that, he drives a nice car, I'm not going to donate to that nonprofit. Anything donated to MBSC goes to the kids. Right. We get them book bags every year. We buy them a polo shirt and a nice button down and a tie. We buy them a pair of slacks. We just got 8 of our 12 kids suits, real suits. Some of those suits were donated by several guys in the community. I had one brother, he sells houses, James, and I don't want to say his whole name. Yeah. But He didn't want any credit. He said, brother, make sure these kids live good. Make sure they dress good. They saw those clothes, Busta. They were like, man, this is mine. I ain't got to bring it back.
Wow.
I called James. I said, yo, brother, thank you so much.
Wow.
Because these kids never had a real suit up to their own, to themselves.
Right.
They had to borrow something from somebody else. He gave me 8 suits. I gave all 8 suits away. He gave me shoes, shirts. One of my brothers, Anthony, gave me 20 pair of sneakers. I gave all 20 pair of sneakers away. None of them were torn up.
And those kids were blown away.
These kids, these kids don't get it. For Christmas, I had a young brother from Parkland High School that went pro. He sent an email out to all the schools. One of the teachers from Main Street Academy, Miss Richard, Jacqueline Richard, sent me the email. I answered the email, and for Christmas, he said, brother, this is what you're doing. This I can help. He made sure my guys had Air Force Ones, his jersey from the Jets. They were like, Mr. Stevenson, you mean to tell me we can go to Appalachian State?
We can be something too.
We can. I'm getting my work done. His impact, just by meeting this guy, he's from Winston.
Right.
His impact of my 12 kids, 9 of my kids are now on AB Honor Roll. 3 are struggling, but they're not flunking. Danny Pickett Jr. is a teacher at Carl, math teacher. He grabs my kids. He's on my board. He grabs my kids and he says, guys, are we okay? When he sees them slipping, he'll grab them. Been my best friend for 40 plus years.
Wow.
He assists me. He said, look, we need to get a couple more kids in the program. We grabbed some kids that were struggling 3 years ago. 3 years later, AB Honor Roll.
Wow.
But it's because they know somebody cares.
Right. And you believe what you're doing is working because of that passion in your heart. And you've been where they've been. Where do you see what you're doing going from here? What is your ultimate goal from here?
I want to tell you a secret. And I'm going to tell you my ultimate goal. Jonathan Hagler, Zach James Jr., Chris Lee, Danny Pickett, the 4 horsemen. I'm just a guy that had an idea and they believed in it. If a guy asked me yesterday, what was my wish list? I said, I want a van. So I've been trying to get a van donated to my nonprofit. And people know that my program is offered to anyone, black, white, Hispanic. Currently I only have 12 black kids in the program. They say, you need to get some diversity, you'll get your van. I can't make anybody join the program. But my goal for the rest of 2018 is to raise enough money to take my kids on 4 college visits. We went on 4 college visits last year. We actually went on 5. We went to Winston-Salem State University twice. Lakeith Stevenson made us feel like we were at home. Linwood Skinner made us feel like this is where we need to be. Showing kids that you can come on a college campus without getting arrested. You can come on a college campus just to look around and set goals for yourself. Sometimes black kids in Winston-Salem are ostracized when they visit a college campus because of some of the things that have been done in the past. Kids are broken in cars. But when these kids have a shirt on that says NBSC or a shirt on that says lesson learned, I want to promise anyone that sees them, they're just looking around. They want to see, can I come on this campus? Can I come on this campus and be a student one day? We went to Forsyth Tech. I'm telling you, Dexter Felder made us feel like you all need to be here. It's men like that. That man saved my life. Dexter Felder is pop to me. My dad, Ben Stevenson, saved my life. But he was supposed to, I'm his son.
Right.
But there were times when he had to work too, and I was out of sight, out of mind, getting in trouble. There were people in the community. I could name names and keep going.
But what you're saying is because of people stepped up and your life was spared.
Yes, sir.
You're paying that forward.
Mr. Debnam.
And your goal is to
Mr.
get
Burger.
that van to be able to take these kids
That's what I want
and
to
see
do.
a world they've never seen outside of Winston-Salem
Outside of
and
Winston-Salem.
different college campuses.
Plus, I've
There you
driven
go.
past 10 churches
Right.
that have vans put up in cages, and they have these beautiful new vans that they're really using.
Right.
I begged them. I went to the ministers' convention a few weeks ago. I said, guys, if anyone has a van they want
Let
to
you know.
donate to a nonprofit,
Right.
we're going to use it.
Right.
Y'all got them put up catching cobwebs and skeletons. We want to
Gotcha.
use it.
So if somebody want to donate a van, maybe they're listening right now. How do they reach you?
336-324-3415. MBSC needs a van. www.mybrothersecondchance.com. We just want an opportunity to help these kids.